Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you on this beautiful, beautiful Monday to the Mango Grow for your daily analysis video. We're going to be starting off this week with an altcoin video because, hey, Bitcoin did something pretty interesting over the weekend. And while I really want to talk about Bitcoin, we're going to keep that for later today, leading into the 12-hour close, right? I'll try to do a video just before that. For now, however, we're going to be doing an altcoin analysis slash update video on SXP. Yes, you guys heard me right, SXP. I know I've been a little hard on that asset recently because, hey, it's been in a perpetual ugly downtrend. But like I said to one of the seedlings, Ashok, when it's time, it's time. And SXP has been beginning to look good for a few days now. In fact, right over here on the dashboard, we did go long. I believe it was 11 days ago. SXP USDT, yeah, 11 days ago. But on my side, I wanted to see a little bit more because in a bull market, it's more about opportunity cost than just getting into assets because they just start looking good, right? I took a trade on this one a few days ago, and I gotta admit, guys, over the weekend, I was feeling a little bit uneasy, and in fact, with this Bitcoin close, it's not, my unease on altcoins has not changed all that much, but as a trend trader, sometimes you're going to be feeling uneasy and uncomfortable in your trend trade, right? And yeah, we're going to go ahead and be talking about that today. We're going to be talking about how I have taken some profits on my SXP trade. In fact, I've taken some profits on a few other trades based on things I was seeing over the weekend. For example, Link as well. I did take profits on some of my trade, guys. Remember, we were trading Link primarily now on the USD pairing, but because of what I was seeing with Bitcoin doing, oh, this, by the way, is one way you guys can use the dashboard when you see the trend shift from like long to neutral to short, right? So right over here, you can see that, hey, the daily switched neutral 8 days ago. Okay, cool. Let's say I'm thinking about getting into Bitcoin, all right? I'm thinking about strengthening my Bitcoin position, or I'm thinking about taking some of my profits from Link and adding it to my Bitcoin position. Let's say I'm thinking about that. This could be my first sign over here on the daily 8 days ago. Now I switch on over to the 12-hour and I see that 2 days ago, right, 1.7 days ago, rounded up to 2 days ago, is short. Okay, that is my big first sign that, hey, you know what, Bitcoin is the better asset to be in for the short to mid-term, right? 12-hour time frame. On the 4-hour, you are seeing that as well. So the 4-hour and the 12-hour telling me that, hey, Bitcoin is looking better, and that's lining up with what I'm seeing on the charts as well. Because remember, guys, you do not want to be using anything in isolation. You want to be looking at everything, your charts, your indicators, the dashboard. Do not look at only the dashboard, guys. The dashboard is, by the way, your quick filtering and overview and get a good read on the trend of the asset. Oh, by the way, the new update on the dashboard is so freaking nice. You can switch between time frames so quickly. Like, it's just one click now, right? And because of that, you get to see the trend across all time frames, and it allows you to get a read on the asset before going on over to the charts. So yeah, with that, is there anything else I do want to talk about in terms of the update? Oh yeah, a few people haven't really notice the favorites list over here, so you can simply click on the star, guys, to add an asset to your favorites list. So for example, right over here, you can see Doge flipped long, freaking on the 4-hour time frame, gave you a 48% return already in 2 days. I have missed the run on Doge completely. So let's say I wanted to add Doge right over here to my favorites list. All you have to do is click on the star over here, right? And then, or when you want to see your favorites only, just click on the star above the table and it will show you only your favorites. Similar for the alerts that you guys said, guys. All you have to do is click on the alert, right? And you can filter through your alerts over there. So right now what I've just done, okay, is I've set an alert for ETHUSDT on the 4-hour time frame for when it switches from neutral to long or neutral to short, right? It's going to tell me, hey, the trend has changed, and it's going to send me an email, and all I needed to do was one click right over there, right? So again, I'm going to turn it off because I'm not interested in an alert on Ethereum at the moment, not on the lower time frames at the very least. With that being said, let's go back on over to our favorites list. We are looking at SXP right over here, and you can see that on the USDT, Let's just type SXP over here, guys, and filter both pairings out. The USD pairing and the Bitcoin pairing switched to long a day ago, and the 12-hour time frame is up 116% against USDT, 34% against Bitcoin. The daily time frame is up 90% against Bitcoin and 75%. This is the one I'm interested in, by the way, because this is the one I want to talk about. Right over here, you can see that the reversal was 11 days ago on the USD pairing at the release, 15 days ago on the Bitcoin pairing. I took my trade only a few days ago, in fact, and we're going to be talking about why I decided to wait that long. And actually, let me just go ahead and pull up the Discord really quickly, because we did talk about this trade on the seed setups too. I think you guys should be able to see it. No, not yet, eh? Okay, right over there. So you guys can see that right over here we talked about, hey, SXP BTC opportunity. Keep your eyes open, guys. And the reason I said keep your eyes open was primarily because we were still sitting up against resistance. Now the trade over here was really obvious, right? What do we need to do? We were simply sitting up right against resistance, and we had to wait for price to come back down to the support region right over here, or we wait for the break of the resistance and then take the trade towards the upside. Okay, so you either wait for the resistance break or wait for price to come down to the support region, which lined up with your daily dynamic right over there. So just a day or so of patience required, and you got a really nice fill on your trade. And we're going to switch on over to the charts right away. I'm going to turn off the Discord thingy. Okay, everything's good, and let's get on over to the chart. Okay, so here we have SXP on the Bitcoin pairing on the daily time frame, and you can see it has moved really well. When I posted it at the time, we were sitting right over here, right up against resistance. Okay, and you could have taken the trade over there and been like, okay, I don't care. The trend is looking good. We have a breakout out of this bull flag formation. I don't care if we come down. That's fine. But what I like to do, the way I like to trade, is either above resistance or at the support line, right? Because when you go above resistance, it flips into support, and you can see that that's exactly what we've done over here. We've not retested it thus far, but if we do retest it over here, coming in at around 4,900 Satoshi, I'll be looking for that to get supported. Now, why did I wait for this trade over here? Why did I like this so much? There was so much going on over here that even though Bitcoin was making me uncomfortable, I just had to take this trade over here. Now, I didn't go as hard as I usually would. And in fact, I did take profits on my trade. Not all my profits, of course. You guys know me. I am a trend trader. I always keep a portion or bigger portion of my trade in depending on the asset I'm trading. In fact, if this was Bitcoin or Ethereum, I wouldn't be taking any profits out at all. But because I'm trading this against Bitcoin and I'm bullish on Bitcoin, I am collecting Bitcoin because I'm already in a Bitcoin trend trade, and I'm adding to that trend trade, right? I'm giving you guys a peek into my mindset. Okay, with that being said, what was going on over here? There was so much going on over here, guys. We had the bull flag, okay, up against this major resistance line over here. So that was a break of the bull flag and the retest of this. We also had the dynamic coming in right over there, right? You saw that even on the screenshot I showed on the Discord, right? So we had the dynamic coming in there, and more importantly, guys, one of my favorite setups was lining up right over there. And those of you who have been following Mango for a very long time know the setup. I've taken this setup over and over again on so many altcoins. Trader Fraser especially knows this one, and I'm going to go ahead and turn on the 21 EMA, and here it is right here. This particular setup, when altcoins begin to turn in 2018, I made a lot of money on just trading the same setup over and over again. That set me my first initial base to get that big trend trade on Bitcoin later too. It all just cascaded, right? So I have like an emotional attachment to this setup right over here. So what is the setup? It's essentially, you're seeing the 200 moving average come down onto the top of the Ichimoku cloud over here. You're seeing the 21 EMA, the Tenkin, and the Kijun all come underneath price, while price is getting squeezed between the 200 moving average as well as the cloud, while the cloud is flipping green right over here. Now, those of you who are in the seed program and you guys have watched the entire Ichimoku module, you guys know the implications of all of these things coming together, right? Especially when you're using the cloud. This can lead to really strong trend trades. Now, you can see that we had the squeeze, we had the break, and we had the retest of everything over here. 200, the Tenkin, the 20 on EMA, the Kijun underneath as well, giving you a lot of support right over there. And the candle right after that closed back above the cloud as well, right? So again, looking good across all the time frames. You had the dashboard lining up with you. You had this 12-hour Ichimoku setup lining up with us. We also had the daily dynamic giving us the go. In fact, the daily dynamic gave us the go. Where did it give us the go? All the way over here, right? Somewhere around here. Did I click it? No, I didn't. It's just my default indicator now, so I expect it to be on all the time. So right over here, like, you could have waited a little bit more for confirmation to make sure that it's just not a fake out, and you could have taken it anywhere over here. But again, I did not, right? This would have been a good trade too, to be honest. At this point, it was confirmed, right? You have it flip this region over here, right? From consolidation, you flip this consolidation resistance into support, consolidated, had your impulsive move, retest, okay? So it's like a get ready, go, buy, right? Boom. So again, I didn't take that trade. Would it have been a good trade? Yeah. But again, allocation and opportunity. In hindsight, damn, that's 100%. But look at this, guys. Let's say you got emotional and decided not to take the trade because you missed out on this opportunity, and you're thinking, no, I'll only buy if it comes back down over here. Think about what could have gone wrong. One, you would have missed out on this move over here, which thus far is already 45%, right? What's wrong with a 45% win, guys? And this could turn into a 100% win from here. So you would have missed out on this. And two, if it did come down back there, really, do you want to buy a trade like that, right? You have a breakout. Let's draw this out. Okay, think about how this would look, the structure. Would you want to buy an asset like that? That's actually a break of a rising channel at that point, right? Just think about it. You don't. Sometimes price retracing that much is not good. Okay, so don't. This is why I keep telling you guys I love buying higher and higher, because it's making me more and more convicted in my trade. And right now, SXP looking really, really good, breaking out of resistance. The trend is continuing. Looks like we're in the midst of an impulsive move. I think this has some ways to go, but we're currently sitting up against resistance. I do want to point that out, but the resistance over here could only be respected towards the end of the week. Why? Because this resistance, guys, is a weekly resistance that we've just come up against. Right over here, you can see it. It's a major resistance. Now, here's the thing about a weekly resistance. We have 6 days and 19 hours before price has to either respect it or violate it, right? We don't know what it's going to do. And it could come, honestly, in my opinion, all the way up to this level right over here. 7,673, right? You could wick over there and then close underneath the weekly resistance over here at 5,900-ish Satoshi. Okay, so let's go ahead now and dissect the lower time frames, the mid to lower time frames, to see whether we're seeing any confluence with this level over here at around 7,555 Satoshi and the mid to lower time frames. I'm going to switch on over to the daily, and you can see this cluster over here, guys, right? This descending like cluster. That's going to be really, really important moving forward, because this is essentially your bear flag, right? With your consolidation, and we broke down. Okay, that's what happened right over there. Your pole, your bear flag, and we broke down. So retaking this cluster is going to be really, really important. Now I'm drawing this crudely, and a lot of the really, really sophisticated TA people are going to be like, hey man, you're not drawing it right. Listen, this is your job is not to draw pretty lines on the chart. Your job is to make money. And if you guys haven't realized that just yet, I feel sorry for you. But going back to what we were talking about, this cluster over here, guys, it's going to be really, really important. That's this looking at this cluster over here is where you can get a lot of your levels from to know whether you should be adding to your trade, whether you should be taking profits, etc. So we're going to go ahead and mark out that level. That's coming in at around 6,800. We're going to mark out the wick highs as well, coming in at 7,600. So that's lining up with our weekly wicks, right, that we got. And hey, there you go, lining up right over here too, from the 7th of July 2020 pump. Remember this pump, guys? We caught it and we rode it all the way to the top. That was a great trade. That's where, by the way, during this entire run, the mango dynamic was born. Ooh, that was good times. Really, really good times. Anyways, so as you can see, we have some ways to go, and I really think that SXP could get up to these levels during this week and then we could maybe, it'll look really ugly, we could maybe come down and close the week underneath around 5900, 5800, which is our current weekly resistance. If we close above this level too on the weekly chart coming up this week, it's going to look really, really good for SXP. So at the moment, the most immediate resistance that I would be looking at, okay, especially me since I've already taken some profits on my SXP trade, I'm now looking towards this region over here. I'll be looking to see how SXP reacts, and accordingly, I'll be taking profits. Okay, now we can go ahead and look at a few other things to get some other levels. Okay, right over here though, right, an obvious levels coming in around 10,000 Satoshi. Let's go ahead and mark that out. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and see if we can get confluence on the Ichimoku with this. This is going to be a key level too at 1200, but I'm going to go ahead and remove this because I don't want the chart to get too messy, and that's not going to be important just yet. We have a few levels to take our way before we get there. Now let's go ahead and look at the daily Ichimoku. Do we have enough data for that though? So not really, right? The cloud is being put in place. The 200 moving average is barely being drawn. What I do like about this is that we do have a nice Tenkin TK cross going into cloud. Top of the cloud over here currently lining up with the 9,500 to 10,000 Satoshi. So we can mark this out as a zone instead. Let's go ahead and do that. Right, but it really depends on how impulsive SXP wants to be, because you can see these flatline areas of the cloud over here are going to be important too, right? Okay, let me zoom in for you guys. This region here and this region here. Okay, you can see how it's lining up with our levels that we drew in without the cloud, right? Almost the same. So that gives you a bit of confluence there. So this is telling you as well that this zone over here is going to be really, really important moving forward. And will SXP close the week above that zone, or will we hit that zone, get rejected, put in a wick, and close at around 5,900? That's what I'll be looking for. Okay, we are going to act now on the rest of the trend trade accordingly. If we see a massive wick going into that and a close there, it's not going to be the best look. But if we see a wick coming into the 7,700 region but closing above like 600-ish, sorry, 6,000-ish, that's going to look really, really good. Why? Because we're going to be closing above that weekly level that we just marked over here at 5,700, right? So that's really what we are looking for SXP to do, to close above that weekly resistance, the current weekly resistance at around 5,700, because then eventually we can get trend continuation. And by the way, guys, look at that. Even though the Tenkin's not drawn out fully yet, you can see that it's beginning to flatline and lining up with the zone that we just drew. Okay, so I really, really like that zone now for confluence. A lot of things lining up with that. So yeah, I wanted to keep this video short, but unfortunately we've gone past the 15-minute mark. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will be doing a Bitcoin video later today, so stay tuned for that. I may cover another altcoin update I do want to do for the seedlings, but yeah. Until then, guys, do the mango way, do the stressy way. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.